everybody done. And it's going to be a really, really great year. Some of the things that we're going to focus on this year is offsetting our educational I can't speak this morning, our training. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this TLI, and come September, we have an educational team that will be able to support you in all of your learnings. They will be housed with a monthly roundtable conversation with an educational tip, followed by a conversation in which you will each get to participate in. And this will help you through the year. Because as you can see, with over 600 people on here, everybody is going through this at the same time, this journey. And we get to learn and grow from each other. I mean, this is an organization about peer-to-peer learning, and we get to learn. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing with the mentoring. We're going to put mentoring back as a focus into this environment. We're going to make sure our clubs are equipped to launch these mentoring programs, that people have mentorship, because we learn. We learn from each other, and it is amazing when somebody can guide you, whether it's on your speaking journey, your leadership journey, your career journey, or even your personal journey. And I think that is going to be an amazing thing. So those are some of the things we're going to do this year. Lots more. We've got recognition and speech contests and conference and all sorts of things coming together. And we're going to work together to make these meetings and this quality the best year ever. It is now my distinct honor to introduce our Club Growth Director-elect, Amy Campbell. Amy joined Toastmasters in 2013 and has embraced all this program has to offer in experiential learning. Excited to bring her ideas and experience and skills to the district, please join me in welcoming Amy Campbell.
Thank you very much, Tanya. I always go back to the basics, and Dr. Ralph Smith had a dream, and his dream was to help improve people's communication and leadership skills in that friendly, safe environment. And that dream remains alive today in the world, and has probably never been more important than it is right now to continue to develop effective communication and effective leadership. Outside of our Toastmasters world, no doubt it has already been a theme. But inside our world, we have witnessed the true strength that Toastmasters offer, the ability to pivot direction with little notice, to support each other in times of need, and to develop new skills. In online meeting facilitation in particular, but many new skills, and to continue to improve and provide the community of encouragement that most of us have thrived in. This same community is the one that gave me the courage to step into this role to fulfill the mandate of the Club Growth Director. And I assure you that this will be a year of excitement to serve you as we continue our online gatherings and summits. Our journey has been incredible over the past. You've heard it said before. We started with a seminar that had an online attendance of 120 people to learn about the content. Our division contest reached 150 people. A business meeting that saw 250 people attending. And today, at Toastmasters Leadership Institute, that is expected to train 800 people. Together, we have achieved great things.
Je me souviens, Sylvain Auffray était un fellow directeur de secteur. Il a suggéré pourquoi pas combiner les concours de discours en français avec nos secteurs. C'était formidable parce que la plupart du temps, c'est difficile à trouver les juges différents, les officiels différents pour les concours en français. Aujourd'hui, c'est normal d'avoir une combinaison des concours, même au niveau de la division. Mais Sylvain avait la créativité et il a déterminé une façon. Donc, c'était une situation incroyable, pas seulement entre moi et la directrice de la division, mais avec mes collègues pour apprendre mieux le rôle de directrice de secteur. I am convinced that was a turning point for me. I saw the possibilities, I saw what would happen if somebody was enabled. I didn't want to go back. I also noticed that empowering gives what Kimberly saw executive mentality. It doesn't matter what position we have, but when we are feeling enabled to do what we feel is best for our role, we take ownership. Suddenly that position is ours. We make it who we are. And by doing that, not only is it important to us, but it also says to us, we are part of a bigger product, a bigger organization. And what we do matters to the bottom line of that organization. Now, what it isn't, this is sad. There are many things that empowerment isn't. For example, it's not about burdening or exploiting someone that you're working with. You'll notice that Kimberly spelled out what her expectations were of her position. What if, as a new leader, you haven't had that opportunity to explain what you'd like to get out of your role? Somebody coming along and giving you carte blanche in terms of all of your projects and all of your activities may be scary, may be stressful. It's much better rather than assuming that every leader wants to be enabled. I'd like to believe they do, but have that conversation about what their expectations are before them feeling it is a burden to take on these leadership roles. What it also is not, it's not somebody is that if I'm spending a lot of time with leaders, telling them what it is they need to do, following up religiously to see if they're doing it, spelling out word for word what I think they should do, I'm losing sight of my own job, making sure that I share what that bigger picture is. And when I'm talking the bigger picture, we're talking the vision, the mission, and goals for, say, our organization. Now I know there are people out there that are saying, really, vision, mission, goals. You hear those three words, your eyes glaze over, and you can't buy into them. Well, it's not that I've drank from the Kool-Aid. Perhaps I just see vision, mission, and goals a little differently than you do. Rather than focusing on specific tasks with the people I'm working with, I'd much rather share. Why do we want to be somewhere different in the future than we are right now? That's what a vision is. How are we going to get there? That's a much more interesting discussion than the minutia of people's tasks in their projects. That's the mission. And what are we actually going to do to get there? Those are the goals. That's what I want to spend time talking with leaders about. I want them to feel empowered to carry out their jobs. I don't want to have to be talking to them specifically about those activities. I want them to have conversations with me about what matters, where we're going, and what we're going to do to get there. That's exciting. So at this stage, you might be saying, okay, I get it. I've been empowered. Why shouldn't we empower all other leaders? Why shouldn't we hold this up as our mantra going into July 1st and beyond? Why can't we do what Nike says and just do it? Well, there are a couple of reasons. We're people, and people get nervous. When they enable leaders, sometimes they feel that those people are going to go run amok and run here, there, and everywhere. There's going to be anarchy. I'm not going to have any control. More importantly, what's my job now? If they're all out doing their thing, what is it I'm supposed to do? Well, go back to that bigger picture. If you've got people that you don't have to follow up with, you don't have to tell them things, continue to talk about where we need to go in the future and how we're going to get there and what we're going to do specifically to accomplish it. That's what you need to spend your time on. But more importantly, when we focus on that mission, the vision, the goals, people see where they